to see your tweets and everything on Facebook. And as I do that, we all were sitting in the newsroom when this struck at about 1:50. I don't know if it felt it where you are. We'd like to hear your thoughts coming in here to Fox 29. But I felt it. I was sitting at my desk, typing away, looking at the reports on Libya. The next thing I know, the building was shaking. Everybody looked up. We could see the monitors and everything shaking. And we did confirm that it was an earthquake that struck in Virginia. We do have evacuations at the Pentagon in Washington. We do have evacuations in Bucks County and Warrenton, parts of Center City. Lots of people gathered out here at 4th and Market. And we are trying to get more information from various departments as the information comes in. Sally Ann Mosley now standing by in the newsroom with more.
Yeah, and we've been watching what's happening here. I'm going to lower this side feed because there's a little return here that can drive you crazy. In the weather department, and all of a sudden a shake that went through the entire building. When you realize that it's not just the building shaking, that you are as well, reason for concern. Ran right over to the window, looked outside, couldn't really see. This is officially my first earthquake having been through. I expected to see a little bit more of the earth underneath me shaking, but you're just shaking along with it. Very strange set of circumstances. Anyway, we're taking a look with the USGS to see what information that they've been sending. As of yet, as you mentioned, Lauren, it's a 5.8 earthquake centered in Virginia. And I just took a look. This is our Barron's system here, Ultimate Doppler HD. You can see there's a return here of a 2.2 magnitude. I'm not sure when that possibly did happen, but as of yet, it hasn't been processed in. This is all just happening. It's breaking news, breaking weather, if you will. So we're going to keep our eye on this. But I'm assuming with the epicenter being in Virginia and feeling it as we did here in Philadelphia, that we're going to be getting lots of reports from many other people about exactly what it is that they felt as this earthquake shook our area about 1:50 this afternoon. So we're going to keep you updated. I got off the phone a short time ago with the folks at the National Weather Service, which is located in Mount Holly, New Jersey. And they tell me that, in fact, their phones have been ringing off the hook as they look into it as well. So certainly they felt it as far east as Mount Holly, New Jersey. How far east in New Jersey? Well, we'll let you know. I'm certain, though, that if we were feeling it here, that with the epicenter being in Virginia, further south of there and to the north, probably felt this quake. 5.8, when I think of it, we had reported others on the West Coast far exceeding 5.8, so I can only imagine having felt so awkward when it was happening here, how it must feel to be on the West Coast when you're going through an earthquake. So, of course, we'll have more information for you and keep you updated as it comes in. Lauren?
I mean, I don't have much experience with earthquakes, Sally, and I did experience one in California once where it felt more like a ripple effect. I want to take a look at some of the comments coming in on our Facebook page as we continue to explain to you. As I mentioned, the evacuations are at the Pentagon, Bucks County, Warrenton, Center City. Now you're looking at a live shot right now of downtown. As you can see, people filtering out of buildings, standard procedure in these types of situations. You know, I can look out here in 4th and Market, see lots of people coming out of their buildings as people are trying to process the fact that we did have a 5.8 earthquake in Virginia. Some of your comments coming into me right now here on Facebook. Karen Demby in Pensacola, New Jersey thought a truck hit the building and it just didn't stop shaking. Slim McCullen, I felt like somebody was behind me shaking my chair softly. Slim lives in this long press section of Philly. We've got Bridget out in Turnersville, felt it as well. People in Glenside, Keswick, all this coming in. In Fishtown, they didn't know what was going on. Here we have one person saying it lasted for 45 seconds. Obviously felt all over, quite scary and shocking to a lot of people. And as the evacuations continue, we haven't heard any reports of fires or injuries, but we're of course checking with all those departments, with emergency crews to see if anything like that is going on. And we're waiting to hear more developments as we understand the Pentagon has been evacuated in Washington. As Sally Ann mentioned, it isn't common that we see an earthquake, this one 5.8, and we don't know if they're going to be numerous aftershocks or what we can expect, which is why it's so important for people to evacuate and pay attention to the latest news reports to see what we can expect afterwards. Carrie Barrett's joining me now. Have you got any other information?
You know, I'm actually trying to log on. I'm having a little bit of trouble right now, but I think that when we first felt it upstairs in the newsroom, the first thing you kind of saw, and you mentioned you had experience with kind of a ripple-like earthquake before. I had experienced one when I was actually living out west in Utah, and they have them fairly often. They're nothing like we experienced, you know, in California or whatever, but it was a similar feeling. It was kind of that ripple wave. This one seemed to have more of kind of that shaking feeling. You saw the monitors, all of the TVs that are hanging in our newsroom start to sway. You saw the lights in the newsroom begin to sway. Nobody here was exactly sure what happened as soon as it hit, but once we kind of felt that extended shaking, as I'm sure many of you do who are watching this felt, we knew what had happened, and as soon as we looked outside, we could see the people across the street here on Market at Colonial Penn, and down the road at the Bourse, and of course all the other buildings down here in Old City. And as you can see, as you're looking at the screen right now with that live picture, people were evacuated. Now, as you mentioned, we haven't had any reports of any injuries or anything like that, but of course the information is still coming in. We know that the National Meteorological Service is looking into what happened as well. Sally Ann is keeping abreast of what's going on, but 5.8 magnitude quake down in Virginia. I'm a little bit surprised that we felt it quite as strongly as we did here. I'm not sure how much experience you may have with earthquakes, but the fact that we felt it for kind of an extended period of time was a little bit jarring, a little bit nerve-wracking.
It's scary. And, you know, we were all in the newsroom sort of in disbelief, like what's happening right now. We certainly have you know, so many you know, different thoughts running through our minds when this happens. You know, where you were, where I was, and it can be a little bit scary. The good news is that people are abiding by, you know, what they should be doing, and as we saw the pictures in San City, they're leaving. We're staying on top of everything that's coming in. When you talk about how far an earthquake can travel, I think California, other places, they're used to it. Here we're not, but we do have fault lines. And we've got Chris O'Connor now outside.
Hello.
Right outside our studios, Chris. A lot of people behind you.
No, I was downstairs in the basement when it happened. But
Did you feel it, Alex? What?
Did you feel it?
No, I didn't feel it.
Huh.
Who are you? Who am I?
where were you?
I was in the basement with Kyle.
Where?
I don't know, you feel it?
You know, someone in Newcastle, Delaware, the shakes have dropped a few times in our house, and then Old PA, it hurt my back while I was sitting on the sofa.
It happened in Virginia.
In Ocean View, New Jersey, you know, Hatfield, Pennsylvania.
5.8.
Just felt the earthquake in Millville, New Jersey. I mean, when was the last time, you know, you saw something?
Kyle, I'm watching the news right now. It said 5.8.
We had a minor earthquake not too long ago, but people were saying it felt more like maybe a manhole, something underneath. The earth had exploded. Chris, I think, do you have your mic back up?
Yeah, I think, and guys, I think that's what we thought when we were in the newsroom. We just saw the monitors in the newsroom shaking. We thought it must have been a subway or something going on underneath us, while in fact now we know what it is. Take a look at Market Street. Both sides of Market Street packed with people because buildings have been evacuated, experiencing the same thing that we have. I've been talking to people out in media. I've talked in Delaware County, Chester County. This was felt all over the place, people wondering what's going on. Let's talk to a couple of people who experienced this right on Market Street. You see the Colonial Penn building. Dawn, tell me what you felt when what went down about a half hour ago.
I was on a call at work and I felt my desk start to tremble and my feet started shaking. So I kind of thought it was maybe something going on inside of the building. But when I looked at the walls, it looked like, to me, it looked like things were starting to sway. So I got up.
Was the building immediately evacuated?
Yeah. I think people did their own evacuation, just started running for the front door.
Did they know what was going on?
I think I started yelling it was an earthquake,